Hey, this is Matt at ViewSonic, and I'm here today with the IFP52 series from ViewSonic, and we're going to take a closer look at the ViewBoard operating system. So you'll notice that when you first use the screen, you have these applications that are your quick launch applications just on the top here. And just below that, you've got a little drop down arrow, and if I press that, I can then reveal all of the apps that are installed on the device. Now these four are just shortcuts, so if I wanted to select something different, I can then use that as a shortcut on the top. Moving down to the bottom, we have our connectivity status. So we have Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and also any of your connected devices. So on this one, we can see we have a PC connected, which is actually connected into the side of this screen. So some of the apps that you're probably going to be fairly familiar with are your web browsers, your folder management and file management on the storage that's built into the Androids. But we also have our own flagship My ViewBoard applications as well. So the first one is Whiteboard. This is our Android whiteboard software. It's also available for Windows, as well as available to download on the Play Store for things like Chromebooks. This is our main infinite canvas digital whiteboard product. And as you can see, it supports signing in with Google, Microsoft, and also Apple accounts for those that are using those already in school. And on my mobile phone here, I'm using something called the My ViewBoard Companion. You can download this from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And this allows you to sign in with a QR code. This just speeds up the process to actually get you registered on the panel. And as you'll see in a second, once I'm signed in, it shows my name over here in the top left. And it also shows me what my cloud storage and cloud services that are connected to the device. So in this example, I've actually got my Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox and Box all connected so that I can save my content really easily. So just to go through a few little bits of the features that are really on My ViewBoard's whiteboard. We have a dual pen. So this is actually a dual tipped pen. You can have the fin tip and also the thick tip, and they're two different functions. So you could have two different colors, or you could have one function such as select or shapes on one side of the pen and use the fin tip to write. This also allows you to have multiple users right on the screen in a different color at the same time. Okay, so going back to the home screen of the Android, we can press the home button just on the panel, and that will take us back to where we was before. And if we just have a look through some of the other apps, you'll notice that we have a few different things. So My ViewBoard Live. This is a live streaming tool. So if you wanted to broadcast maybe to YouTube or Facebook groups, LinkedIn, these kind of live streaming platforms, you can add your stream key and actually stream whatever you're doing on the panel live to YouTube or Facebook or something like that. We also have My ViewBoard Record. This is similar to live stream, but it actually records an MP4 video. And because this has a built-in microphone array, it will also capture your voice as well. So not just what you see on the screen, but also it will hear your voice and record the audio. So if you want to capture a lesson, save it as an MP4 video, you can save that to the cloud, or you can use a USB stick to share it with the lesson. Or obviously you can do a live stream if you want to do that as well. Simply just select the resolution that you want, press the tick. You have a 3-second countdown, and then anything after this is now being recorded directly to the panel. So as you'll see when I press the stop, everything after this is now being recorded directly to the panel. You get a little preview. You can then stop that, save it, and then use it later on. Okay, so once you've recorded your video, you can then preview it as we've seen before. And in order to save it, just press the little floppy save icon, and you can now save that to the built-in storage on the device itself. Obviously give it a file name using the on-screen keyboard. Just call that video, and then that will save. If you've mapped a cloud storage location to your My ViewBoard, you can also save it to your My ViewBoard location as well. Okay, so importantly, we've also got support for different Office documents. We have Office Suite and WPS Office that you can actually install onto the Android. That gives you support for PowerPoint, PDFs, Word documents, Excel, those kind of common Office documents. And then one of the critical components for really the IT management and the sort of settings and deployment of the screens is My ViewBoard Manager. And what this allows you to do is register your panel and control some of the apps and features and settings that we actually have on the Android. So this will be done from a website called myviewboard.com, and that will give you a web dashboard where you can register your screens, track the serial number, the firmware, the software, and also schedule things such as when the screen turns on and turns off, and things like change the signal sources and some of the common settings as well on the panel. So that's just a quick overview of kind of what's inside ViewBoard OS. One of the other things that you may want to use on the panel is our side toolbar. So this actually appears on the left and the right of the screen, and this will actually be visible on any connected device. So if you've got a laptop connected via HDMI, or you've connected a tablet via USB-C or something like this, you will notice that this side toolbar will always be there, and this actually gives you a few different options depending on which side of the screen you're on. So I can go back to the last thing that we did. I can go home, or also from here, as well as launch different applications. So we actually have a dedicated app list on the side toolbar here. We also have quick access to the whiteboard as well as the record. And then just at the bottom here we have this pen tool, and this is our annotation. This allows you to annotate over anything that you've got connected. So if I just choose a pen, and I'll just choose this orange color here, I'm just going to draw an arrow, and then using the save option, I can save it locally onto the Android storage, or I can save it to the MyViewBoard cloud that I've got connected. So this is a really quick way just to do quick annotation without needing to have the full whiteboard open. But of course, if you want to get rid of that, just choose the X, and then you can just go back to the full whiteboard software as we did before. So you may notice that this one is actually hiding the toolbars. Yours may be there all the time. There is a setting for you to change whether that's always visible or not. Okay, and if you actually scroll up here, you can move these up and down. And then at the bottom, if we just press the three little dots there, we have some other options as well. So we have an option to freeze the screen. There's also a button to freeze the screen physically on the panel as well as on the remote control. We have our spotlight feature. So if I just go into the spotlight here, I can actually move around and reveal items that are on the screen. Okay, if I just go back to our list of extra options. We also have built-in timers as well. So if you're running a lesson or an exam or something, if you want to set a timer to know how long your activity is taking, you have a stopwatch. We've also a lap function, as well as a countdown timer as well. So this one will be for you to set whatever time you want, and then you've got your countdown timer. Okay, so finally, I'm going to show you just the last item that's on our toolbar. And this is actually a screenshot button. So imagine you've got something on the screen that you wanted to maybe keep. This could be a website, could be a video, could be whatever you want to basically capture as a screenshot. To just quickly do a screenshot, you just need to go onto the last item here, just before the sort of back button. If I press this as a screenshot, you should see that it's actually saved now, a JPEG, and that's going to be saved on the Android storage as a screenshot of what you can see on the screen. Okay, so now we're inside my ViewBoard Whiteboard on Android. I just want to show you how easy it is to bring in some example lesson content. So we have our own My ViewBoard originals, and this is original content that we've actually created to give you an idea of some of the things that you can do. So using our built-in embedded browser inside my ViewBoard Whiteboard, I can actually go over to my original content, and if I actually scroll down here, you can see I've got a button to apply. If I click apply, this will download the file and load up my example lesson. Now, obviously I can save this to the cloud, or I can save it as a My ViewBoard file. But if I wanted to just maybe take a screenshot just of this as an image, what you can do is actually use the side toolbar. So if we just go across to the three dots here, right at the end, just before the back button there, you've got a little picture icon. And what that will do is it'll actually just take a screenshot of whatever's on the screen. And that can be on the Android, it can be a Windows device or a connected tablet or Chromebook. Whatever's connected to the screen, you can screenshot it. So if we just go home again and go to folders, this is the built-in folder management that's on the screen. And let's just have a quick look. There's our screenshot of our planets that we've just taken. So this is really just an image. So if you want to capture something really, really quickly, yeah, just use that screenshot button from the toolbar. Okay, so if you wanted to annotate over a website, you can do that really easily using the side toolbar. So I'm just going to load Firefox, which has our My ViewBoard website on there. Now this website, myviewboard.com, is where you'll do most of your initial setup. You'll sign up for your user account and also customize your settings from here, as well as do your binding of devices to manager. So myviewboard.com is really where you want to sign up for your user account. Now I might want to potentially annotate this and signpost someone to go and sign up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my toolbar again, choose my pen. Okay, I'm just going to choose a colour and just draw a nice arrow over here just to where you need to sign in and register for your account. So once you're ready and you've got what you want, you can press the little save icon. This will then ask you where you want to save. So I'm going to save this locally on the Androids. I'm just going to give it a little file name. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. This has been a quick introduction to the ViewBoard OS on the IFP 52 series from ViewSonic. For more information, please click the link in the description.